Hi guys, thanks so much for coming on tonight. I know we do have some guests from another team, Miranda's team, and I just want to welcome you guys. Sorry, what did you say? Yay! Hey Alexis, how are you? I've heard all about you, you rock star. Um, I think I'll get to meet you in Florida, so I'm excited. My name is Taz Goulet. I'm a presidential diamond. I have been in the company 4 years now, and it has completely changed our lives. And I just want to talk a little bit about, yay, you're going to be at conference. I've heard all about you. What a rock star you are. Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. So a little bit about me. I'm just going to quickly share my story, and then I'm just going to talk about some things that, it's January right now, you guys, and it's just, this is the time to seriously just chase after what you want. I think everybody kind of has like those months, or December was kind of rough for people. I know, you guys know, for me, I lost my dad, and it was, we lost the dog, and it was just like one thing after another. But I want you guys to know that this company, this business, your teams are truly remarkable, and to just run with this opportunity. So I'm going to quickly just share my story quickly. I started this business as a really lost, depressed, broke mom, and I didn't want to go back to mat leave. I didn't want to go back to work after mat leave, and I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. In Canada, you guys, it's a year for mat leave, and so we were just getting more and more in debt. We had this little girl, and it was just, for those who have a baby and know that they don't want to go back to work, it's tough to go back to work once you have a child. And I was at the point where I was just at my lowest of lows, okay? Most people know that they need a double income unless, you have one person who makes a really good income. And for us, you guys, we were getting deeper and deeper in the hole. And when I jumped into this business, you guys, I had watched someone on Facebook for over a year, and it was just, I didn't comment, I didn't message her, and I just watched this girl completely change her life. I was super skeptical, and I just watched her like a hawk. So one day, you guys, when I was super, just had hit rock bottom, I went all in. So it's actually interesting. The girl I had watched, I didn't actually join her. I actually ended up joining with a girl who was from my hometown. I signed up with her. Just this girl I knew who worked at Lululemon. I knew her just kind of from nowhere, really. I signed up with her. I met up with her at a Starbucks. She signed me up, never spoke to me again. And I was like, holy crap, like what? And so I didn't really know what to do, but I knew I had watched that girl for a year change her life. And I'm like, I don't need this girl. I think a lot of people who are maybe in my position would have maybe thought, oh, I'll quit. I don't have an upline. You know what I mean? But I needed this business so bad. So literally about a few weeks later, we had conference. And I really couldn't afford to go. But, I really couldn't afford not to go. So my mom gave me some air miles. I literally found some girls on Facebook. You guys, I had like a few customers at the time, okay? And from day one, I was excited. I was consistent. I was talking about the opportunity. I was talking about the products. I had no idea what a chart was, but all I knew was that actually after a month later, I printed out my diamond chart, and I was like, okay, this is happening. This is going, right? This is going to happen. So I went to conference. I literally brought protein bars. I brought some fruit with me. I literally sat there, didn't know anyone I was with. I sat there at the back of the room, and I just thought to myself, I was like, holy crap, like, look what I have my hands on. This is it. This is it. I literally started, I had chills. I was, crying, and I was like, this is going to change my family's life. I came back and I just ran, you guys. Like, I made a decision, and this business is all about making a decision on what you're going to do. Because if you don't know what you want and you don't make a decision, you don't have a plan. And you'll just kind of go on the hamster wheel. There's a lot of people who do that with everything in their life. I'm one of those people. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. I always say how you do one thing in life is how you do everything. And I just made a decision. I was like, wow, I have a opportunity in my hand that I can help a lot of people. I can change a lot of families' lives, and I'm going to do this. Of course, I am very honest with people. I tell people I joined for me. I needed the income, right? So I had to get to that diamond. So I did it in 4 months. I went diamond. I earned a $10,000 bonus. It started changing our lives, you guys. It was crazy. Within 10 months, I was a six-figure earner. I went double diamond. A few months later, I went triple diamond. And then 6 months after that, I went Presidential Diamond. I've gone ups and downs in my business. This past year has been one of the most difficult years of my life. For those who don't know, my dad was sick. He just passed right before Christmas. I had some health stuff. It was just literally one thing after another. And I know a lot of people join this business and they have life happen. So I want you to know that that's normal. We all have life happen, whether you're going through some, stuff with yourself in your head, mentally, physically, maybe you have some relationship or family issues, or, you really need to make money. I just want you guys to know that, I had shared with my team the other day that every single person is going through stuff, every single person. And I think a lot of times people, they go through something and then they're like, they take a week off, right? They go through something, they take another week off. And the thing with this business, you guys, is you have to be consistent. If you're not talking about the opportunity, if you're not excited, no one's going to buy from you. No one's going to join your team because you're not putting out what you want, right? It would be like if McDonald's kind of just stopped their drive-through for a few days, right? Like people would go somewhere else. So people are watching you and you need to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, people aren't going to jump in with you. They're not. And good for you, Alexis. That's amazing. Exactly. Being intentional is everything. And Alexis, I've heard your story, and, I followed you a little bit, and Miranda was talking about you. And, that's the thing. When people have a really big why and a reason, they succeed in this business. If you don't really know what you want and you don't really have a big why, I always say this, if you're comfortable at your job, if you love what you do and you don't really need this, what's going to push you to succeed, right? So I just wanted to share a little bit about that. And, the first thing I did when I joined was really, my upline who I reached out to, and then when I have Denise Walsh as our Black Diamond, the biggest thing with network marketing, anything that you do, is your why and your story, right? So if you don't know why you're doing this, where are you going, right? So my why has always been my family, my daughter, now, of course my, and our son that's coming, and, and then it's been evolving just because a lot of stuff has happened over the years, right? And, I want you guys to know that I deal with anxiety, I deal with depression, I deal with a lot of things that maybe you or people in your family deal with. So, the biggest thing with this business, you guys, is personal development and, keeping yourself upbeat, because I know we all have bad days, but you have to be disciplined. You're not always going to be motivated. I woke up today and I felt really good today, right? And I just haven't been feeling the best. I've been really pretty down lately. I've been, grieving about my dad and just some other things and trying to be there for my mom. But I also know that to be positive in your life, you have to try and always pick yourself up, right? You guys know, as a leader, if you're Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, you have a team underneath you, maybe you're new. I know for me, I have a huge team underneath me, and I don't have an upline, so I don't have anyone to go to. So sometimes, when people are coming at you all the time, you need to make sure that you are spending your time and energy with the people who are working and growing with you. Whether you have great friends in the business, maybe you meet someone online and they're your rock star and they become your close friend, but your time and your energy and your space are so important in this business. I talk a lot about, are you comfortable? Like, if you're not bringing in customers and distributors every month, your team's probably not doing it either. If you're bringing in distributors and you're excited, your team's going to see that. They're going to push with you. That doesn't mean you have to enroll like 30 people a month. I know some people do that. That's amazing if that's you. I've never brought 30 people in a month. I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but I'm a steps success gal. I usually do it a few times a month. I help my team and I grow myself. Pam has always said to me, I've spent great time with Pam the end of August in Florida. I went down there for an event and we had dinner after, and there's people, you guys, in the top 10 who are steps to success people. They do their steps to success, they help their team, they focus on themselves and their own stuff, and they grow, right? So if you are doing all those things, that's great. But if you're not recruiting, and if you're not growing as a person, if you're not growing as a leader, this business, you guys, is growing as a person and a leader. And, you don't join a business and just know what to do. None of us just join and we're, you know, business owners. You know, get rid of negativity on Facebook. Get rid of any type of things that are gonna, you know, just not be good for people. Like anything that you have on your social media that could upset someone or it could be negative in any type of way, get rid of that. You should look at your Facebook and your social media and it should be inspiring. You know, are you talking about your why every day? Are you talking about how this business, it didn't matter when I joined, you guys. I know a lot of people join and they're like, oh, I can't really talk about this yet because it hasn't really changed my life. Well, I was telling people where I was going. I was telling people what this was going to do for my family. And I'm always connecting with people, always growing my network and meeting new people. And that's another big thing, you guys. If you're not growing your network and talking to maybe the same 5 people every single day, that's not helping you. So I know for me, what I do is I'm always working and connecting and talking to new people, because those people, I have two or three distributors who've joined in the past day and tonight, and they're people who have been watching me. They're people who finally, when they're at their breaking point or they're at their rock bottom, you know, I spoke to one of my friends last night. She's like, Tanis, I've been watching you. What you've been saying has really been speaking to me lately. And, you know, I always ask people why they're joining. I always ask people why they're reaching out to me and why they want to join me. And it's because and all of you guys have this too. It's because you have to put your guard down. You have to share with people and be vulnerable and be someone that someone can trust, right? Like your story, you have to share your story. Your story might not be the same as Leanne's or Tammy's or Heather's or Stephanie's, but your story is going to relate and help someone in some way or another. So if you don't know what your story is, reach out to your leader or your diamond uplines and really make sure that you focus on doing that every single day. Even if you work full time, spend 10 minutes before you go to bed every night. Because a lot of people, you guys are posting and they're not sharing, they're putting up silly stuff on social media. And like, if I see stuff like that, I probably wouldn't join with someone like that. I want to join with someone who is serious, knows where they're going, knows what they want, and I have a future with that person. Because people join a business, you guys, normally because they want to make money, right? Or a little extra money or whatever it is, right? So another thing I was really talking about earlier with one of my diamonds, I was talking about just being disciplined. You know, I know she has big goals. She wants to go double, triple, and, you know, she is making that happen. But, you know, she's had some setbacks. And, you know, I explained to her, I said, you know, it's okay. We all have those setbacks. I know 2018, I think, was kind of, my 2017, you guys, was amazing. You know, I finished off at number 35 in the company. And then this past year, I still had a great year. You know, I think I'm still top 50. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But the thing is that you might have a really good paycheck. And then, you know, I might think that my paycheck isn't the greatest one month, which is still really great. And I'm super grateful and blessed for that. And it might go up. Like one month, you guys, I didn't think it was going to be that great. And I had one of my leaders leave to another company. And my paycheck went up $8,000, like just from her leaving. And I was like, holy crap, right? So the thing is, learning our compensation plan, learning how to chart, working with your team, this business isn't hard. It's just that people don't learn what to do. As a network marketing professional, if you've been in the business for a few months, you should know how to chart. You know, if you don't know how to chart, probably your team doesn't know how, right? If you're not working with your team and growing with your team, you can't just expect them to know what to do, right? So I think for me, I just had to make that money happen, and I had to make a plan. I printed out my chart, and if you're not at your goal yet, don't worry about it. You can make it happen. You know, whether it's this month, February, March, I know what Mark is coming out with. We had a great triples and up Zoom today, and the things that they're coming out with, you guys, are just crazy. It's going to be, you know, like, we can't compare our company to any other company. Like it's more comparable to like Amazon, and that's Mark's vision. And, you know, Cammie was talking a lot about that today. And, you know, I was fired up on the Zoom today because I know how this past year has really hit me hard. But the only reason I keep showing up and giving my all is for my team, for my family, and for my future self, right? I mean, we all have bad days, or we could all complain, like, you know, like look at Alexis's situation, like look at her story. But like, you know, you can't let your let your shit get in your way, right? Because if we let that happen, how are we going to promote? How are we going to get to that next level? And we all have stuff happening, whether we're moms or, women, like, whatever, if there's men on here too, we all have life happen. But at the end of the day, you have to be obsessed with your business, because that's how things are going to happen for you. I always say this, if you treat it like a hobby and you're just putting up some posts on Facebook, you're going to make hobby money. If you treat it like you're a CEO and, you're going to go to the top and you are really focusing and helping on your team and you're really obsessed with what you're doing, you're not going to be that average Joe. You're going to be, I always say eat, sleep, breathe, right? And like, you can work this business into your life. That's what we always say, but you have to make it a priority. Same way you make your relationship a priority, or the gym, or your diet, or your supplements, or your kids, taking them somewhere. Like, you have to make this a priority. And sometimes we use our why as an excuse. I know a lot of people say that, or, they don't want to be on their phone because they're kids. And I've never, ever felt bad. And my daughter has made comments, because I've started this business when she was like a year and a half. And sometimes, I feel bad, but I actually never feel bad, because I know what this is doing for her. I know that what this is doing for our family and for her future. So I don't feel bad. So if you're worried, I know 2 of my girls said to me yesterday that they feel bad because, their kids see them on their phone, but like, you can't feel bad. Like, there's times you don't always have to have your phone out. I absolutely do, believe that you should have time with your family, have special work time. But if you're not doing a power hour every single day, like, you guys, I have girls on my team. That's what they do every single day. They do 1 or 2 power hours, and they're making 5 figures a month. They're making 6 figures, right? So if you are disciplined and you are taking that action, but if you're just kind of on the hamster wheel, like, you're showing up on Zooms, you're showing up on a few parties, you're putting up a few posts, there's a real big difference between putting up stories, getting on a few Zooms, or actually taking the time and following up with people, putting up your opportunity posts, talking to your team, envisioning what you're going to do, making that dream board. There's a huge, huge difference. There's a huge difference between people who are successful in this business and people who just kind of, I don't want to say the hamster wheel again, but you know what I mean? Like, I always think if people are doing this business, whether they want to make $500 a month or $10,000 a month, you want to make some type of money, right? So how you're going to do that is by implementing those things that you need to do every single day, those income producing activities, right? So honestly, if I know I'm doing a power hour every single day, or maybe I'm getting on a Zoom with one of my teams, or getting on a few calls and signing up for a distributor, that's my day. I don't sit on my phone for 8 hours a day. I do always on my phone, because I always kind of have messages because I'm following up with people. But you know what I mean? Alexis is saying, would you rather your kids see you on your phone achieving goals, or you being gone at work for hours and them not seeing you, or struggle? Yes. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, your why has to make you cry. Your why, if you want to make $1,000 a month, that's great too. But like, that's amazing income, right? But the biggest thing, you guys, is you need to know why you're doing this. I talk about this a lot, because I think a lot of times people don't know why. They join and they just they don't make a plan. And like, if you're in the business and you don't know why, you don't have a plan, well, what are you doing, right? Then things don't really happen for you, right? If I didn't make a plan, and if I didn't really need this, say, my husband was a doctor and made all this money, and I was just, going to the spa every day, and I didn't really need this, well, would I really push myself, right? So you need to dig down deep and know why you're doing this, and you have to be disciplined, because I'll tell you right now, I've seen girls on my team who in 4 or 5 months from starting are making 5 figures a month. So, and it can actually happen pretty quickly. I know Miranda has a great story. I think she's there. If she's not, hi, we were chatting earlier. But, and again, not everybody joins to make 5 figures a month or 6 figures a year. Hi, kiss. But, you really have to know why you're doing this. Are you a business owner? Are you a leader? Are you trying to do better every single day because your team's watching you, your future team, like people who are out there watching Alexis or me or Stella? Like, Are they looking at you as a business owner, or are they just looking at you as someone who's just kind of fun on social media? I know I say this every single day to talk about the why, talk about the opportunity. And there's some people on my team who do it every single day. And of course, we're nobody's boss. And I'm telling you, those people are signing up distributors. Those people are following up with people. I know for me, it's always in the follow-up. You know, people need to keep that interaction, you know? So if you're not signing up distributors every single month, remember the power of one. If you sign up 2 distributors every single month and your team gets 2, like they get 2, those people get 2, there's one Rockstar on there who might get 5, you know, that's how your team's going to grow, right? But if you're not really pushing that, if you're not signing up people and introducing people, your team's probably not doing that either, right? Because they want to see what you're doing. I never ever tell my team to do something or recommend something to them if I'm not doing it myself. I'm very committed and dedicated, and I'm never going to say like, listen, Loren, Robin, you should be doing this, and I'm not doing it myself. Like, I'm not a hypocrite, right? So, you know, you really need to know what you're doing every day, and like whether you're making a 6 list the night before or setting up your power hour. And really, you know, it doesn't have to be hard, you guys. Like, I think a lot of times people, you know, make this out and they make it harder than it is, and they get, you know, flustered and they don't know what to do, and they add all this extra work to it. But the biggest thing is that whether you're on my team, Miranda's team, or whatever, we all have systems that you should be doing, and we have online parties every week. I know for me, I've been doing online parties since probably the 3rd month I joined. And I didn't have an upline to do them for me. I mean, when I have people in my team who've been in the business for a long time and they're like, oh, I can't do a party. I'm like, well, if they can't do a party, how are they promoting? Like, what are they going to do if they can't do a party, right? So you got to get out of your comfort zone. If you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. And if you're not growing, you're probably not going anywhere, right? So you need to know what you're doing. You guys, charting isn't hard. If you need help with it, please ask your leaders. There's tons of training on it. You can find either on your pages or Google. It's really not hard to do it. But again, I think it doesn't matter if you're a red. You know, I'm a yellow, red, I don't know, green now a little bit. I'm still a blue, I think, a little bit too. I'm a little bit of a mix, but I really am that yellow in the fact that I'm always wanting to help everyone. And sometimes that, you know, sometimes that can kind of, you know, it's a good thing, yet it's a hard thing too. I know my success is also my struggle, because sometimes I give and give and give. And I promise myself, and I promise, one thing my dad really, really taught me is that going into 2019, one of my biggest, you know, goals that I want to achieve is just honestly just being there, you know, for the ones who are caring, who care, who are running with you. And in business, in life, your relationships, you know, don't always have to be that one that's there for everyone. People should be there for you too. Be there for your team. Be there for your upline, you know. Be there for your future self and your family. Because I'm telling you right now, I put up a post today. I was telling my team this, you guys. I had a team member who quit today. And honestly, I was not upset. I won't share you the story. But this woman complained to me every single day. She wasn't taking any of our advice, wasn't following up on anything, wasn't getting on anything, would complain like, you guys, messages to me every single day, complaining about her pay nonstop. Meanwhile, I have other girls who have started the same time as her, who are so excited, who are consistent, who are showing up on things, who are promoting and doing well. So there's two people right there, right? And you're going to get a lot of people, you guys, who come into your business and quit, and that's okay. I know Mark said the other day on our Zoom, I think like a week ago, like, we want Sally. You know, there's going to be people who come onto your team, you guys, who are going to be the energy suckers. You know, you can't be there for those people. Don't worry about that, because I've been there for a lot of those people and I've wasted my time. Be there for the people who are really pushing, who need this. They don't have to all be rock stars, right? The rock stars don't really need you. They know what to do. They're going to get there. Be there for the people who are really pushing, who want this. Don't be there for the people who are draining you, who are complaining nonstop, because you can't help those people unless they're helping themselves first, right? So, you know, that's one thing I'm really doing in 2019, because I know I am a yellow, I am a giver, but it just sucks to drive. Yes, it's so true. Or if you open up a message in the morning and it's from someone just complaining, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just don't even reply. You just can't, right? See, Alexis knows what I'm talking about, right? But I have so many girls and guys on my team who are just running and so excited, you guys. 2019, you guys, is going to be amazing. You know, just make sure that you know what you want. You're disciplined, because you're not always going to be motivated. You're not always going to be excited. And, you know, share your feelings. It's okay to talk about you're going through struggles. People are going to relate to your struggles more than your success. But you need to be talking about, you need to be connecting. If you're growing on social media, you need to be doing social media correctly. You need to be connecting with people. You know, look, 7 of your team, that's awesome. You know, always lead from the front. You know, if you're expecting your team to be promoting and running and bringing in distributors, you need to be doing that too. You don't need to be a mass enroller, because not everybody is. I mean, that would be great if we all are. But you know what? I always say to my team, I'm like, if I told you right now, I've been saying this lately, you know, I would give you $10,000 if you go sign up 2 distributors tomorrow, right? Everybody would do it, right? But the thing is you can't think of it that way. Think about it as, if you sign up 2 distributors tomorrow, those people could make you $10,000 every single month, $10,000 every single month, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month if you want that. I've had paychecks like that, right? I've had paychecks, you guys, where it's, you know, would have taken me 2 years at my old job, right? So this business will change your life, but you really need to know how much you're going to push yourself, how much you're going to grow as a person, how much you're going to be a leader. I've lost leaders. I've had people quit out of nowhere, but then I've had rock stars come in, and then I just picked myself up. I had a really crappy situation the end of November into December. I had a triple diamond who's a really close friend of mine, and there was a situation. And you know what, you guys? I'm okay. It's okay, because at the end of the day is that people are going to do what they want to do. You're going to have your tribe. You're going to have the people who stay and want this and need this. And then there might be people who might try and go and find something else and think the grass is greener wherever. That's fine, right? But the thing is, you guys, is our company, where we're going, all the new products coming, more countries, the new customer plans, like, it's going to be crazy. You can make as much income as you want every month. Like, I'll never forget when I made my first 5-figure paycheck, and I literally lost my shit. And then literally a few months later, I almost doubled it. And you guys, for those who don't know, like, my husband was not supportive when I started this. I had a lot of family. My mom and my dad were supportive, but my brother, his wife, a bunch of my other family, cousins, close friends, they like thought this was all a joke. You know, they made fun of me. Like, they mocked me. They like stopped talking to me. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm so happy I didn't listen to the naysayers. I'm so happy I was true to myself and I ran after what I wanted. So really know what you want, you guys, because this business will change your life, but you have to really get over yourself. You have to not let yourself, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't worry what Sally or Jenny or Joey are doing. Those are just made up names. But you need to just stay in your lane, because it's easy for us to all watch. I do it. I've compared myself. I've been trying to go to ambassador for a year now. I wanted it to happen in 2018, but you know what? It's okay. It's going to happen in 2019, right? So if you're not at your goal where you want it to be, don't worry about it. You can make it happen now. It doesn't matter. I so badly wanted it to happen in 2018, but you know what? I got comfortable. I was happy where I was. I was still making really good income, and I was going through my own hard stuff, and I really didn't push myself to get to ambassador. But now, even the past month, I've been working hard. I've been working like an ambassador for quite a while, and you just need to know what you want. If you want to go diamond or double, be working like that leader, right? If you need help and you need to talk to your leader every single day and you need to get pumped up, you need to be working on yourself, right? You need to be doing those things, because if you're learning and growing and pushing yourself, you're going to have teams step up with you. You know, I was talking to my team tonight. I was asking them who's part of my ambassador team. I already know basically the ones that are, but you never know who will come up and surprise you. You know, you never know who that other diamond or double diamond will be, or, you know, you just never know. There's people who really need this, and then there's people who really need this, and they dig down deep, and, you know, maybe they'll go diamond in 2 months, right? There's a lot of people like that. So just know what you want, you guys. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask? I didn't want to keep people too long. I just wanted, if anyone wanted to ask me any questions about anything, because I know, oh, I know that girl. Hi. If anyone had any questions for me that they wanted to ask me or share anything, I just kind of wanted to keep this Zoom about 45 minutes or so, because sometimes I'll just keep talking and that's probably enough, right? So, but did anyone want to ask me anything? Anyone that's on my team or anyone? Oh, Miranda, I love you. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I just wanted to talk tonight because I want you guys to know, and I was sharing with my team the other day, like, I think times a lot of, I love you. You know, I think a lot of times people go through things. What's the date I'm going ambassador? Whoa, that's a good one. I'm going to say May or June. Because here's the thing with ambassador, and I've shared this with my team, you guys. I was close a year ago. No, about 8 months ago. And I would have gone to ambassador and I would have lost it. Because my team wasn't ready. Like, I was ready, but the thing with ambassador, you guys, see, Miranda, May, that's the plan, because it's your birthday, and the Hatties, right? And the thing is when you are promoting to big promotions like that, you need to have that team running with you. You can get to Ruby, Emerald, Diamond. Those are all still big promotions. That's not what I mean. But to go, you know, triple presidential ambassador, you need those people who are really going to be working with you and really want it too. And you know what? I wanted to be ready when my team was ready. I'm a very selfless person, and I'm not selfish, but now I'm going to be a little bit selfish because I really want it. And I deserve it. My team deserves it. And I'm going to make it happen with the people who want to do it with me, right? What was someone else asking up here? Oh, I thought someone asked something. They didn't. What are some of your daily to-dos? Okay. The one thing I do, I get up every single morning, you guys. I don't know. I do not go on my phone for 30 minutes, and it's very hard. That's one thing I really try and do, because otherwise, and I don't have my phone upstairs with me at night anymore in my bedroom. I keep it downstairs, because otherwise, I used to be on my phone till like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'd turn off my phone. I'd get up in the morning, go back on my phone, and it was like, dee, like, it wasn't good. Because I've also had concussion and, you know, migraine issues, and I'm really trying to take care of myself just being pregnant now. So I keep my phone not in my bedroom. I always have a list of things that I want to accomplish every single day. First thing I do after I've been up for 30 minutes, I put in an inspirational post or something inspiring up on my Facebook. I start doing my Instagram stories that are connected to my Facebook. I follow up with people from the day before. I always have a full inbox of just people I want to follow up with. I like to voice message people so they hear my voice. Then I always, you know, connect on my team page or in my group chats or pages, because I want to connect with my team, see how they're doing. Yeah, so I connect my Instagram and Facebook stories. So when I post on my IG stories, it goes straight to my Facebook. If you need help how to do that, I can post, I can share that. Miranda probably knows how to do that, but I can share that to her and she can share it on her page, but it's not hard to do. So then your Facebook sees it too, right? So then you don't have to connect it on both. It just automatically does it. I talk about the opportunity every single day. I share my story every single day in a different way. My biggest way I sign people up is through Facebook, but I add a bunch of people from my Instagram to my Facebook, because I like to voice people. I know you can do that on Instagram now too. No, it doesn't mess it up. I can show you how to do that. Most of my people I sign up through Facebook, but I am connecting all my new people that I'm connecting with on Instagram to my Facebook. Like I've signed up a couple distributors lately that I met through Instagram, and then I add them on Facebook. I still love Facebook. It's my jam. I don't know. I've just always liked Facebook. I'm getting my Instagram going and I'm meeting a lot of people on there, but I'm always adding friends for my followers for my Instagram to my Facebook. And that's a really good thing you should be doing. And if you're really great at Instagram, that's great because Instagram is amazing. But I don't know, Facebook has always been, and that's what I stick with. But I am trying to do my Instagram, of course, as well. I try and do a product post every single day, but I am always doing it in my stories. I have different power hours that I follow. I'm always doing a power hour at least once a day. Following up is huge for me. That's how I sign my distributors and customers, is by following up, by being people's friend, by being kind to them, by asking them what they want, just being their friend. It doesn't have to all be about the business, because I promise you, I had 2 people I sent samples to, and they both messaged me today and they're signing up as distributors just because I've been chatting with them. They've been seeing my posts. Like, I'm very bold and I ask people to join the team. I tell them, I'm like, girl, you should join the team. Christy, you can do power hours on your own. They're every day. Robin does them every day on the team, but you can do power hours on your own. I do them on my own. So if I don't do a power hour, I don't stick to what I'm doing. Like, I'm very disciplined in the fact that I have to make sure, that's just me. I can't be watching TV and doing a power hour. I have to sit down for an hour and do it. Do I do it every single day? I really try to, because I think otherwise people are just kind of scrambling in their brain. Like, I know some people like to watch TV and be on their phone and work their business. And yes, I do that sometimes, but I really am not paying attention to the TV at all. It might just be on background noise. So following up is huge for me. Posting my why and my story every single day, reaching out, growing my network every single day, following up with my team, looking over people's charts and what my volume is. That's huge. Looking at my declines. Everybody should be doing that. Okay. Robin's been doing them by herself too. Everybody can do power hours on their own. The thing with the power hours, I just think people can do them on their own. I don't think people need to have a set power hour, but it helps a lot of people. So set one up, Chrissy, you can set one up if you want. You can set one up set up one for the team if you'd like. So that's another thing, you guys. Don't ever wait on, I know a lot of people depend on me for things, and I think that's great, but I think also I do too much sometimes for people, because people know, oh, Tanis will do it. Oh, Tanis will do it, right? So if you want to be a diamond leader or a double diamond or a triple diamond leader, you should be doing those things that are going to help your team, That's awesome, Jackie. You should be doing those things. Like, you should be sending out samples to people, following up with them. You should be being bold and tell people you want them on your team. You should be doing those things, because I'm telling you, if you're not signing up distributors, it's just that you're not doing a few of those things. That's all it is, because everybody can sign up distributors. Everybody can sign up customers. If I don't try and sign up customers, I don't, because my goal is always signing up distributors. That's always my goal. And so I always make that an effort. If you tell yourself, okay, I need to sign up a couple customers this week, my goal is to sign up 1 or 2 distributors, and you will do it. But I think a lot of the times people don't really think about that. They just post on Facebook and wait for people to come to them. And that's not what network marketing is about. Sure, you might get someone who might come to you and be like, okay, Tanis, I've been watching you. It does happen. But most of the time, people who join are going to be the people you've been connecting with, chatting with, growing a relationship with. You've been connecting with them. You see what they're going through in their life. You're reaching out to them as a friend. That's what network marketing is all about. Being kind, just being there for people, making it about them, not making it about you. Fortune is always in the follow-up. I will say that's how I 99% sign up people, always. So I think sometimes people get lazy. Like, I honestly do think people get lazy and they don't do it. And you never know. I followed up, you guys, with someone for a year, and she, I think, is close to being a top 10 earner now. She said no to me all the time. She just then I kept inviting her to things. Then I got her on samples, and then, sent her samples. And, an example of a follow-up, like, it depends really on the situation, on the relationship with the person. I don't believe in scripts. I don't really do that, because I think every single person is different. If you're talking to a person who's a red personality as opposed to someone who's a yellow personality, it's really important to know your personalities, right? This business is not for scripts. Yes, exactly. I have a friend who's a presidential and she's all about scripts. And I don't think, I mean, whatever works for her. It does not work for me. I'm not a robot. But just connecting with them, asking how they are, asking if they, you know, how their holidays were and if they're ready to jump. Like, just be bold with people. You have to ask people, because I promise you a lot of times people just, they want you to ask them. You know, you have to be bold. You are a business owner. And if you're not willing to ask and be bold and just ask them, you know, they're probably waiting for you to ask them. People are going to say no too. I've had people say no. You know, yes, a lot of your customers, make sure you're chatting with your customers, because a lot of customers will turn into distributors. And the thing is that that's why if you're not feeling overly confident, you have to work on that. I love to voice message people. I like people to hear my voice and be like, girl, like, Nicole, let's do this. Like, you've been watching me. Why aren't you doing this with me? I know you need this. Girl, let's do it. And then Nicole, I'm just using you as an example, Nicole. But like, you know, Nicole will be like, you know what, Tass, I've been watching you. I want to do this. Like, thank you for reaching out to me. I'll be like, girl, you need this. I've been watching your posts. Like, why don't we just do this? And you know what? They'll feel that confidence in your voice. They'll feel that you believe in them already. They're going to jump in with you. But you have to be bold and you have to ask people and you have to talk to people. Okay, I'm just reading what Alexis wrote here. Always assume the sale. Always, yes. So I know you work differently. However, can you explain how this is working? Okay, so I just mean when I find people on Instagram, I add them to my Facebook, because my timeline on my Instagram is different than my Facebook, even though the stories are the same. I think that's kind of what you mean. Like, I'm chatting with two girls right now from Instagram that I added to my Facebook, and we have like a sneak peek page, and then I add them to a party. If you guys do online parties, like, take the time, message people and invite them. I think a lot of people just don't make the time. That's the thing. If you invite even 5 people to a party, that 1 or 2 people could be your next diamond leader. But I think people just don't make the time. Like, it's great to be on a party and connect and like and comment and everything. Your team's doing the same. But if you're not inviting people, like, what are you doing, right? You're just kind of commenting for an hour, right? So, yeah. So I honestly, it's different. I know what you're saying here. So targeting 2 different, but I honestly just treat everybody like my Facebook. I mean, Instagram is still kind of weird for me. But I just treat people like they're my friends. I add them on my Facebook and I just talk to them like they're my friend. So sure, they might see the same stories onto my Facebook, but now that they just see my Facebook, they see my timeline. I have a really good algorithm because I'm always connecting with other people. I'm always, you know, I try and post every few hours. I'm always trying to have things that are relatable and for people to connect with. I'm always just open and talking about my story and my life. And I'm talking about my dad a lot, who we lost, and, you know, I'm talking about pregnancy. Yeah. The ads more. Yeah, I mean, and on my Facebook, I have like 5,000 people. So I always have to get rid of negative people on your Facebook. So you can add, if you're adding 25 people every single day, it adds up quick on your Facebook or your social media. But I think a lot of people just don't do that. Like, I think a lot of people just don't do that. You know, but if you're always growing your network, you're going to have new people coming in. You're going to have, you know, and you just have to take the time doing that. Does anyone have any other questions about anything? I just really want to talk tonight. I was feeling motivated the past few days, and I was kind of in a slump in December. I still signed up distributors and customers. I wasn't as consistent because I was going through a lot of family stuff, but I was still doing what I needed to do because this business helps me get away from other stuff. It does, and it's my livelihood. You know, I retired my husband doing this, and so my goal every month is, you know, having a good paycheck and putting towards savings, and, you know, and oh, you're welcome, Heather. Thank you. I appreciate you. So it's just, you know, being a business owner, you guys, there's going to be people who sign up and they're business owners. And then there's going to be people who sign up who are maybe never going to do anything, right? So you need to decide which one you're going to be. I decided from the day I started that I was going to go all in. Because I always think if you're going to do something, go all in with it, whether that's, I forget which team I was talking to the other night. And I was saying, it's like if I want to be a marathon runner, I'm not a marathon runner. But honestly, if I want to become a marathon runner, I'd have to train for it. I'd have to learn what to eat. I'd have to learn every single day what I should be doing. I can't just show up at the race and not know what the hell I'm doing, right? It's the same thing with this business, okay? Thanks so much, Alexis. You're so sweet. I'm excited to see your beautiful face. That's so nice. So, yeah, Joanna, it was your team. So if you want to be a runner, you can, or a bodybuilder, or I was joking around with my husband one day, like not everyone's going to make the NHL, right? But people could train. Not everyone's going to make $1 million with It Works. But if you work your hardest, you grow as a leader, you can make $100,000 a year with It Works. You might not make $1 million with It Works. I'm going to make $1 million. Like a lot of you are going to make $1 million. Like I'm almost there, you know, and like the thing is, you guys, is like anyone can do this. It's all in your mind. It's all in your brain. 80% of this business is your mindset and what you're willing to do and how you're willing to grow. And if you really need this, because I'll tell you right now, the people who really need this, I'm so sick of people telling me that, oh, I want this, I need this, I'm going to do this. But there's a big difference between saying you're going to do something and saying you're going to do something. There's a really big difference. You know, so make a decision, know what you want. If you're getting on Zooms and you're being consistent and you're doing all those things, just make sure you're implementing and doing things that are going to make you sign up distributors and customers, because your team will do the same. If you're not signing up distributors, your team, you know, like to keep the momentum, you need to, it's the power of one. Always people coming in, new people, because there's going to be people quitting. It happens, right? And, you know, huge difference between doing and trying. Yes. Doing something and saying you're going to do something are two completely different things, right? So I'm a doer. I've always have been a doer. I always show up for things, even when crap happens in my life, because I go through my struggles. I'm very open about my struggles. But you know what? I'm disciplined and dedicated to my team because I know they need me, right? And like, sure, if I have a bad day, I can lean on people on my team. And, you know, I have some really great friends in my life and a great family and support, right? But the thing is, you know, you really need to know who you are and know what you want. Because if you don't know who you are and what you want, no one else knows who you are and what you want. So why are they going to join you? Why are they going to buy product from you, right? So you need to have that confidence in this business. You need to have that, you know, I'm not confident about every single thing in my life. I feel like a cow lately because I got this big belly growing and these huge boobs. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm just excited about the future, and I'm excited about, you know, what this business can do for other families. Yes, of course you can come to our online party. We do them every Wednesday. We do them every single Wednesday. We used to do them twice a week. My French team still does them twice a week, but I think sometimes it can be a little bit too much. So, but if you're doing an online party or a one-on-one, like I know a lot of the girls, like Nahani, didn't you say you have a bunch of sip and samples this month? Like make plans, do parties for your team. Like if you set up one thing every single week, even if you have 2 people that show up every single week, that's 8 people in a month. What if half of them join? What if half of them like become, what if someone becomes a millionaire on your team? Like, but if you're not doing those things, you're not adding your network, your team's not going to be doing anything either. So really lead from the front. It doesn't matter if you have 1 distributor on your team, 20 distributors on your team. I have thousands on my team. But if I just sat back and watched everyone, I wouldn't get a paycheck. If I just sat there and be like, okay, guys, let's go, and clap my hands. Like, you need to lead from the front if you have big goals with this, because your team's going to show up. Not all of them. Some of them will be a lot of talk, but your team will show up if you show up. And it doesn't matter. You might not have 1 distributor right now, but that's okay. You could sign up a Rockstar tomorrow. Like, it really, like, you know what I mean? So you really have to know what you want and what you're working towards. Like, you have to know, because if you don't have a plan, if I don't have a plan, how am I going to become a marathon runner? I'm not, right? Like, if I just am going to show up and I take a few jogs here and there, and I show up on a few little, I put up, I listen to a few things on how to be a runner, I need to train for it. It's the same thing with this business, right? You can work every single day at it, a little bit every single day, and you can become a top earner. Like, you can. And, I think sometimes I might overdo it sometimes. And sometimes I might take a day off, and not a day off, but just do a little bit one day and do more the next day. Or, excuse me, I said I was going to be burping. That's my burp. So, but the biggest thing, you guys, is if you have big goals with this, you need to put it out there. You need to show your team. You need to tell people. You need to tell your audience. People are watching you, and they're going to join people who know where they're going. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new distributor. I was signing up people as a brand new distributor. You don't need to be presidential. You really don't need to. I have newbies on my team who are signing up lots of people. So you don't need to be, you can be a brand new distributor and sign up people. You can tell people, like, listen, I had a girl who joined last week, and she has 3 distributors on her team already, and she's a rock star. I'm not sure if she's on here, but she's moving. But you just need to know you can do it, and you're going to do it. But you have to have that confidence. If you don't have that confidence, borrow that confidence. But listen to a podcast, listen to Tony Robbins, read a book, read Rachel Hollis, Girl Wash Your Face. Like, you need to be doing those things to be firing yourself up and lifting yourself up, because this business is all about your mind and growing as a person, as a leader, and knowing what you want. Like, I had never done anything like this before, you guys. Like, nothing. My paychecks, I've shared with my team. I've shared how my paychecks have changed so much and grown like crazy, because I was so hungry to make this happen. So if you need this and you're hungry and you're maybe broke, or maybe you're a depressed mom or wife like how I was, you need to really push yourself, light a fire underneath your ass, and do it, right? Don't keep doing the same things if it's not working for you. I always say, like, the saying, like, doing the same thing over and over again without, result, you guys know the saying I'm talking about, is like insanity, right? So if something's not working for you, you've got to change it, right? Copy the right cats, do the right things, right? Like, you need to be doing those things. So, yes, you can, thanks, Miranda. You guys, Miranda and I met, when did we meet Miranda? Like, on our Lifers page, like Triple Diamond Nut page, in like May or June. I asked a question, and she messaged me, and we became buddies, and then we met each other in Florida in July, and we've been close ever since, and we have a lot in common. She's lost her mom. I've lost my dad. I have some other stuff going on that I'm going to share with you, Miranda, later. But yeah, life happens, you guys, but you need to be tough. Like, it's not always easy. I know for me, I'm going through my struggles myself, but I also know I committed to my business. I committed to my family. I committed to other people's families who need this. And at the end of the day, if I wasn't a strong person, I probably would have quit my first month, right? People quit. People listen to people. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Nobody's perfect. That's the thing. You could be a total hot mess. You guys know Jade Hooper. She's a total hot mess. She's like number 4 in the company. I love her. I'm just using her as an example. Like, she could just do a live and just be a total, like, whatever. And she's just a real person, and people are connected with that, right? So I wish I could be more like that, because we all worry sometimes what people think, right? And I want to be able to do more lives and do things like that. I think the past few months, I've just I need to get out of that too, right? So I just want you guys to know I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I love doing Zooms. I like connecting with people. It fires me up. I've been doing lots of calls and chats and Zooms lately, just because I need it too, and it helps me, and it gets me excited. And the thing is hi, Miranda. I see you. The thing is you guys, I want you to know that we all go through stuff. Miranda and I were chatting earlier. We've all had stuff happen. Don't think the people who get to presidential and ambassador, it's all rainbows and glitter and sparkles and unicorns, because it's not. My past few months really tested me, but I think I just needed January to come. And then in 2019, and just, everything that's coming, that it's going to happen for us, it doesn't matter. You could be an executive right now. There was a girl, that Cheyenne Knox, I think I'm saying her name right. She was executive last December, and then this December she ended up presidential, making like $20,000 a month. So a $300 paycheck to $20,000 in 12 months. Like, that's pretty insane. I don't know any other job you could do that, right? That's pretty insane. And if you love your job, that's great. But honestly, you guys, I will never, ever, I will do this forever. I will never, ever, you know, you're around because of Jade Hooper? Are you? I didn't know that. Well, I love her. But like, you know, connect with people, relate to other leaders, watch their Zooms. If you really like, you know, whoever you like in the company, like, go follow them on Facebook and Instagram and get inspired by them. Maybe they have a similar story to yours. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be me or Miranda or whoever, right? It can be anyone, because we all have different stories, but you need to know who you are, why you're doing this, be disciplined, and know what you want, because in a year from now, your entire life could be different. You know, like, I've seen girls on my team who have completely left their jobs or left relationships, or situations have happened, or they've lost their job, and then whatever, and they had their business, you know, and exactly. We're all hot messes. We're all hot messes. We know that, right? I'm a hot mess. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Well, it's not 8 o'clock for you, right? I'm going to message you after. I have to tell you something. But she is a movie star with her lipstick and her fancy eyelashes. But I'm excited to give you a big hug at conference in 2 weeks. But thank you so much, you guys. I will load this up if anybody wants the recording. And I appreciate you guys being on tonight. Just know what you want and fight like hell for it. Because I'm telling you right now, you guys, your life will change. But if you're not willing to go that extra mile, it's not going to. So love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.